Hello again, I'm back after a dinner break with some more Torchlight Frontiers for you guys. So before I went to have dinner, I got to level 37 in the Hyvid Frontier. So what I'll do now is just I'll craft a couple of maps.
Welcome.
Just so.
Happy face.
Oh, hello Nobi. How are you again? I'll craft a couple of more maps and then I'll start mapping again, keeping the XP train going. And welcome back to the stream. To you as well.
Your craft is ready to be picked up.
Okay, one map crafted. I'll just start crafting one more. Because I've got some gold stocked up.
Thanks. Crafting complete.
Okay, that should do it. Got plenty of maps now. Let's start and see how far we can go before I get too tired with the leveling up. Okay, starting off well with an Ember Grotto map. It's one of my preferred layouts for this frontier. Ember Grotto and the caverns. They kind of look almost the same with slight differences. I think one of them is with a T-junction, the other one is with a crossroad. Or maybe both of them could be either. I haven't paid much attention regarding this, but I might try and start to figure it out, what the difference between the two is. Between Ember Grotto and the caverns. In any case, both of the maps are pretty nice to do, linear, with a lot of density of mob. So it's a great start of part 2 of my stream today. And it's a nimbo map, so it's not that difficult to deal with that. It's basically movement and attack speed for the monsters. You can see that at the top of my screen, the monster, under the monster names, under the HP bar. Okay, this train didn't hit them. That was kind of unexpected. I expected for the train to at least hit one mob that he passed through. But I guess sometimes it's possible for the train to not hit a single target from the ones that it passes through. I really need to write down some bugs and stuff to report and just send a proper feedback form. Probably after I end my stream today, I'll spend some time doing that before I quit the game. I think it's about time I send some more feedback. Since this is a new character, it's expected for them to get some feedback regarding the character, regarding bugs, glitches, or what we do like and what we think doesn't fit or do well with this character. I personally have a few suggestions on how it can be made better, more streamlined, such as this costing half the endurance and doing half the damage, and having two charges, so you can cast two ghost trains either at the same place to have the exact effect as it is now, or to cast one in that direction, one in the other direction, so you could deal half the damage but to more monsters at once. Which I believe when we get to end game and start gearing up our level 50 items, this 300% weapon damage would be an overkill for the little monsters, for the regular monsters. So doing 150% to more monsters at once than 300 to a smaller group would be better probably. This would also allow to only use it once and keep your other endurance if it worked like that, when you know you'll be one-shotting the little guys. Like the Warvas per se, or the most basic goblins, the stabby goblins. This is how a great skill can be made amazingly better. Am I going the right way? I think I am. I say this often, but in this map it's nice to think a little bit before. When you get to this crossroad, it's good to think, since there's three ways you could go, and each of them has a different length. So the best way is to go through the short and the medium length way, and to leave the longest route for the last. It's gonna save you some time backtracking that way. So what I wanted to say, to explain it, first you have to go here then return. And if I were to go there first, and then I had to go all the way back. So those are the two short routes, I think. If this is the medium one I've taken, it could be the long one that I took. It's hard to tell. But if you think about it logically, that's the best course of action. And usually, not always, but most of the times, the boss of the map is on the longest route. I've never seen it in the shortest one, but I've seen it in the medium one, out of the three different paths you could take. Okay, time for relic weapon action. More attack speed. I'm not sure if my weapon gives me attack speed, and when I switch to the relic weapon, whether that attack speed would get carried over. I think I need to try it out to see if it works that way with the weapon that gives me attack speed. Because if it carries over, that means if you get a weapon like the unique greatsword I've got that gives me 60 attack speed, it will stack with the relic weapon's attack speed, the 25%, and then with the crit chance of the relic weapon. And it's gonna be quite nice. Okay, I need to get rid of some gear.
Your endurance is low. You need more endurance.
Okay, nice. Another shrine. Actually, this was the long route, I believe. It looks like it, and there's also a boss at the end. So chances are the other one that I left over there is a medium length path. Okay, toxic boss. Let's try to get away from him. Just to make sure we don't get surrounded without a way of escape. Look at how many skeletons though. Okay, time for relic weapon again.
Not enough endurance.
Oh, now that was a mistake. I didn't want to click on the door, on the portal. So I had like 25% of the monsters of the dungeon yet to kill. Seemed like a lucky dungeon because it dropped a blue item. But yeah, straight off to the next one. There's no way currently to return to a mapworks map. But it seems that they have some system planned. Like when you go to your portal, there's your mapworks portal. So you'll be able to teleport to your mapworks later on when they implement this. So as soon as the fourth assets load up, we'll do the next map. Let's do train here, train there, train here. Oh, okay, it stopped me in between. Now I can do the whole rhyme. So train here, train there, train here, train there, and trains everywhere. Didn't let me do the trains everywhere though. Oh, there we go, trains everywhere. Okay, now it should be loading. I had like a... Oh, I didn't want to do that, but again, my mouse was over the portal when it loaded. That's why I like having some extra maps in my inventory in case something like this happens. Okay, let's send the pet to the town before I get filled with items.
You're feeling tired. You feel tired. You are exhausted.
Okay, what map is it? Noxious. Not so bad then. Can stay safely in those pools.
Not enough endurance. You are overburdened.
Oh, okay, is the pet back? 50 seconds. Okay, let's get rid of the white items so we can pick up some greens. The difference in the price is
Exhaustion running.
almost 4 times.
You feel tired.
He got knocked back so much.
You need more endurance.
You're kind of like pinning them to the wall with this skill, with the ghost train. Oh, my pet is back, so I can finally give him quickly some items before my shrine runs out.
You're exhausted. You are exhausted.
Okay, this train hit a lot of them. I heard it in my headset, in my headphone. It was hard to see due to the noxious pool on the ground, but I heard so many collisions with Warvas, with those little bugs.
Your endurance is decreasing.
Okay, Creeping Cavern, the T-junction. Maybe Creeping Cavern is always a T-junction, and the Grotto map is always a crossroad. I'll observe the next few maps if they're the same ones to see
You're in
if
danger.
that's the pattern. So far I've noticed while doing the Creeping Cavern, well, not the Creeping Cavern but the T-junction map. While doing that, it's always good to just go forward on the T-junction and then go back.
Not enough endurance.
Okay, this one's charging me. Let's try to hit him before he does.
You are exhausted.
we got them all. I'm not sure if this one died because of my train or because of my pet. In either case, it was a one shot. It's also possible it could have been a bit of both for two shots. Hmm, charge bug from the glitch. Oh, that's not even a glitched one. I thought it was one that glitched. Sometimes they spawn on top of each other, like 2 or 3 of those, and they can't move, so they're just standing there. Maybe they fixed that. Jesus Express, the first for this play session. Okay, one more row of items left before I have to send the pet. This is how we can sustain mapping all the time. Even if the map doesn't give us a lot of drops of gold, looting the white and green items and the unnecessary blue ones and selling them via the pet would eventually grant you more money than you spent on the map. Level 38, okay, let's see if we can get 2 more levels before I get too tired to play. Cause it's almost 9 p.m. I started streaming my first stream at 1 p.m. like right after lunch. So my first stream was for like 6 hours I think, then I made a 1 hour and a bit break. So maybe this stream would be altogether another 2 hours, 2.5 max. We'll see. As long as it takes to hit 40. That would make it 10 levels for the day, cause it's already been 8 levels since I started playing today. Okay, pet, go sell. Wow, look at how much HP he had when he ran out. Out of range. Okay, I'm gonna use my relic weapon to kill this spot fast. And I'll go quickly to the next spot. Oh, another Jesus Express. Maybe we can call it the Hermes Express. Now let's try not to enter the portal before killing the monsters like last map. Did we kill everything? I think that's the case. And the pet's not here yet, so let's just go to the fort. Okay, it's taking a while to vote. When you out and tap sometimes, it takes longer to vote. Oh, the game crashed. Sorry for that, my game crashed. Interesting. I haven't had a crash report to send. Although those crash reports go to Epic Games and not to Extra, the ones from the within the Unreal Engine. Okay, I'm back into the starting town. I'll quickly port to my fort after selling whatever I can. Probably my pet items. Actually, they did get sold. That's nice. How am I doing with the potions? Let's try and see if I can sell some potions. 125 per batch of potions, that's not bad. I mean, of course it's bad if you think about the actual price per potion being 75 and selling it just for 1/3 of it, but it's still better than not being able to sell them. So sometimes that's a good way to make money if you're really bad with the goat and have shit tons of potions, like 20. You can always sell half of them for some extra money. Okay, let's open a map, and in the meantime, while it's loading, I'll have to collect the other map from my machine. And a lot of train here, train there, trains everywhere. Let's try spamming my pound.
Your endurance decreases. Not enough endurance.
I wouldn't mind seeing a quest like this. Not quest, but skill like this. Kinda similar to this one, you slam the hammer in the ground, and then in a straight line in front of you, some rocks start appearing from the ground. The same way the mage has, what was it called? Energy spike. So kind of the same type of skill, some spikes of rocks coming from the ground, but instead of pointy, flat-ended and not in two straight lines, just in one wide line. It It kinda would be the purpose of having this skill, because it would do the same function, but it would look super cool. It could also be with a delay, like you slam the hammer in the ground, then it shows 1, 2, 3 big boulders, which explode after a short delay, the same way they showed it in the stream on Friday on a mage doing something in a circular AoE. Just as a test skill, as a skill that will never make it into the game. But this whole animation could be just adjusted for this class and it would actually fit pretty well. Hitting the ground with your hammer and making some boulders to fly from the ground upwards. Oh, this is taking too long to vote. Come on.
You need more endurance.
Wow, finally. We showed those 4 assets were voted once until I log out the game without deleting them from my memory or whatever. Be it like a RAM memory or video memory, whatever memory. Could just store this. So I wouldn't have to load it each time that I go into my fort. Until I exit the game, then it could probably get deleted. Yeah, the game. Oh, I did not want to click there. Fuck. Now I just exited the map. I don't know why there isn't a window asking you yes or no whether you want to leave. I mean, not on the portal, but at least on the normal exit. Another 500 gold wasted. And what I was about to say before I exited is that the game barely uses any of my RAM memory. And now I got a shitty map. I was the good map in change for a shitty one. And it's a double HP as well. I was so unlucky.
You need more endurance.
Railhammer.
Not enough endurance.
I so far haven't seen a legendary Railhammer. I wonder what it looks like. If the armor, the Hyvid armor is any indication, probably the legendary Railhammer would be something similar, like blue with some spiky things around it.
You need more endurance.
Okay, what's this shrine? Purity, okay. Still better than no shrine. Okay, let's keep going forward. Go, go, power hammer. Wow, that barely did any damage to the egg. Even with the double health mod. Okay, just a second to let my pet sell some stuff. Actually, wrong way. Let's go there first. I'm gonna grab the mobs from this side and pull them over to the left side. Okay, time for my relic weapon. I wonder if it's even worth doing that map with the skeletons. At least it's not only skeletons, so it's not so bad. Oh, okay, didn't expect some spawns here. I hear it. Okay, there you go. I heard the spawning sound, I couldn't see it at first. And was wondering from where. Oh, that was so... Okay, I didn't even see this guy charging. And he just charged right where I was a second ago. When it's just one, it's not dangerous, but when it's 3 or 4 of those charging you at the same time, it could be quite dangerous sometimes. Especially if they're like with some mod like Vigorous on a double health map. Okay, I don't need that. This was an unexpected green item drop. Earlier today I think I got a blue item from a tentacle. Which is one of those things on the map that you open for gold. So it is worth it opening those every now and then. And this is tentacle that I mean. And I got a blue item today from one of those. So I'm assuming if blue items drop, there's a chance to get a legendary item every now and then. Once every full moon or something like that.
What skill did you start out with? Railmaster seems weak compared to Dusk Mage right now.
Yeah, Railmaster is weak compared to Dusk Mage. And the skill I started out with was, let's see, I didn't have this one. So I had all those skills. So I had those 5 skills, then later I added this one. When I got this weapon, I added my what's it called? Sword smash. And I tried the flying picks instead of my basic attack, but I kept attacking while moving when my mouse hovers over the enemy. So I just removed that and just kept my basic attack there. But guys, do know that you can change your left mouse button to whatever skill you want if you don't want to use it as just a movement and a basic attack skill. But Railmaster is weak compared to Dusk Mage and it does need some more rebalance. But since there's changes coming with update 6 that would bring some what should we call it, some extra skills to the builds. 16 skills in total for each class. So I wanna wait and see and judge it then. There's also gonna be synergies. Leveling some skills would give you bonuses to other skills. So this is gonna be kind of our passives with the new system. So once I see what the skills would be like afterwards, I would be able to judge properly. At the moment I can say the Railmaster overall clears a level probably 25% slower than a Dusk Mage. With the Dusk Mage you can just spam Energy Spike and you can also use Unholy Bolt for close range to annihilate tough opponents. And you're basically steamrolling stuff with the Dusk Mage, even without proper gear, like average, medium gear. This guy requires a bit more going into the enemies' faces to hit them. Even with the cart, with the build train with the mortar, you still have a limited range about this much from the train. So that's not good. I mean, if they make it double the radius, like from where I am standing, if my train is here, and if he can hit something there, then that would be okay, like this radius. That would make the mortar actually be a mortar. Because mortars, are actually really long range weapons that shoot parabolic missiles or projectiles. So now it's just basically a normal turret, short range turret. So I think doubling the range of the turret would make it pretty balanced, or at least give it the same range most of the skills of the mage have. Like, if the mage can reach over there, make the cart reach over there as well. You can have one range for the buffs, like shields and damage, but a longer range for the mortar. Did we miss some enemies? I think no. Just a tentacle. Okay, let's keep going forward. And another thing I said earlier, this skill, make it do half the damage it does, but cost half the endurance. It's gonna be more flexible. If you want, you can cast 2 trains in the same place, then it will have the exact same effect as it has now. But if you want, you can cast 2 of them in different locations. And the mage can do that with energy spike. They can spam like 5 or 6 energy spikes or more before they run out of energy, even without the energy buff. This skill, Hammer Spin, should have twice as long animation, like I think it's called Wife Cycle or something like that in the Unreal Editor. So the time it takes for the spin to complete, make it double the time. Keep the charges 2 charges. Alternatively, leave it as it is but make it 4 charges instead of 2. And this skill probably would need some extra range, but it's good as it is as well. Although I wouldn't mind an extra radius on this skill. And maybe reduce the stun to 3 seconds or 2 seconds, but increase the AoE range. So there's a lot of things that maybe could be changed to make the game with this character easier and more balanced compared to the mage. It would be nice to make it so that this skill does extra damage to stunned targets. That way the 1-2-3 combo, the exploding, swarming, spinning combo would be pretty decent. You hit them with the dynamite so they can take extra damage, then you stun them with this skill, and then while they're stunned you use your spin. Okay, let's see, I got 2 blue items. Nothing special. Although this probably looks nice. Okay, not really. What about this? Any damage? No? I don't need it then. In order to make this character at least as close as it can get DPS wise to the other ones, you would need some extra damage on your armor. And there's only 2 places where you can get damage, which is the chest item and the leg armor. I think I forgot to go there, but never mind. I don't think I missed much there. I really wanna hit max level with this hero, then I can judge it in its current state compared to my mage. But I believe it will still be like 20-25% slower in clearing a map. Okay, let's get them in a line for some bowling with the train. Okay. I think the first guy took a lot of damage, the rest didn't. Might have been just my pet hitting only the first guy. Oh, almost missed the... Oh, new green boots. Sadly, not poison defense. Okay, let's send the pet to sell and go back. Okay, it's taking a while again to load the Ford assets. Earlier today I had a few times in a row where it didn't take long, like a couple of seconds. Okay, this time was okay, it wasn't that bad. My pet is still selling, so let's just go inside the map.
Your pet has returned. Your endurance.
Okay, and there goes the Jesus Express. I'm really gonna miss this bug when it gets fixed. And speaking of bugs, let me quickly check my skill chance. Okay, it's the way it should be. Sometimes it only counts my gear crit chance, so kinda semi-paranoid about it. And when I remember to, I check it.
Your endurance is decreasing. Not enough endurance.
Ah, what map are we doing? Nimbo, okay. One of the easier maps to do. Map mods, I mean. Oh, I aimed it right into the middle in between the two groups. Hitting neither. Okay. Let's try and pin those to the wall.
You need more endurance.
Oh, haste shrine, nice. Gotta love when you get some extra speed. And this makes my hammer spin skill go further while spinning, since I guess it depends on the movement. For the time it takes me to complete my spinning animation, I've traveled some more distance when I have better movement. I would really love to see movement speed bonus on boots. This is something the game really needs. Most games have movement speed bonus, usually in the boots. So I haven't seen anything that gives movement speed besides some skills. This guy has the hammer spin, the mage has luminous run, and the forge has a charging skill, forgot about the exact name, that helps him move faster throughout the map. So maybe having some movement speed as a possible mod on boots, even if it's just on legendary boots, it would be nice. Even if it's just legendary boots, eventually, end game wise, we'll get them with a bit of farming. If lucky, with a lot of farming, if not so lucky. I wouldn't mind spending 2, 3, 4 days grinding maps at level 50 trying to get some movement speed boots. I think I took the long way again instead of the medium one. Okay, let me just wait for them to group up a bit. There we go. Almost level 39 though. Probably not by the end of this map, but at the beginning of the next map I should be 39. Oh, didn't see this guy charging. Okay, where's the boss man? Come on, boss man. One on one. There we go. Now I can kill his minions. Time to use the relic weapon as well. Now this guy there, I don't like where he's standing. I don't want to fight him there. Come here. Okay, nice. Any enemies here? No. Okay, there usually is at least a few. Okay, there we go. Just one? That's like the game trolling me. Like, you ask for enemies? Here, have this one extra mob. Okay, now we have to go that way. 2 shrines, purity, purity, okay. I guess the game thinks we're filthy. Giving us 2 times the purity shrine.
You need more endurance.
Wash off that filth. Too many bugs. Blood on you.
Not enough endurance.
Okay, full inventory.
Your endurance is running low.
It's funny today when I was streaming for longer, a notification on Mixer that I've never seen before. Oh, legendary, nice. The notification said, I'm not your mother, but I think you should probably take a break for a bit. Like, okay, someone at Microsoft has a sense of humor. Now when I was restarting my streams and I was reloading my browser pages, I saw that notification on my Mixer page. This is not bad, second one already. Of course, this is proper crowd control only, and this is crit damage without crit chance, so both are kind of useless to me.
You are exhausted.
So this is where I say that we really need a system to extract some legendary core or whatever you want to call it from the legendary items that we don't need, and then to use that item for crafting or for upgrading weapons. It would be best to use it to just gamble for a random legendary of a specific. Okay, back to the fort. They are thinking about adding some enchanting in the game. I'll try to quote the exact words from the Treo book. Enchanting. Players should be able to add power to items by enchanting items. That's all there is currently in the description. And that's a long-term goal, so it would take a while until they even start working on that. Whereas work in progress is skill progression version 2. Pet collection, pet skills, rebalancing, nethering monsters, automaton monsters. Those actually look pretty nice. I should probably show this on the stream. Give me a second, I'll try to show this in the stream. I'll open a different browser that I don't use. Okay, I don't think I can show it yet. I'll try. Maybe I need to add another window. I'm trying window capture. I really want to show those. Okay, maybe browser source? No. Okay. Display capture, maybe. Ah, screw this. Yeah, it doesn't want to show itself. I'm trying with Microsoft Edge because I'm using the other browsers for other purposes. But I'll try to link the picture. I know what the problem was. Basically, I needed to run it as an administrator, I think, the program. Mm. Okay, I'll just give a link. It's easier that. This is what I'm talking about, automatons. I really wanted to show the pictures themselves. And this will be from the new frontier, from the third frontier. Where you will have those flying vulture pictures, vulture creatures, and we'll have those automatons, it seems, as additional enemies. So this is most likely frontier number 3. It's kinda early to be frontier number 4 for this. and they look huge compared to the people in the game. The robot is like twice the size of a human character. So let's see, maybe if this is something to go on, maybe toe is until here. That toe is what the automaton would be. That's gonna be fun enemies to fight. Okay, enough off topic. Back to mapping. Why can't I? Oh, I was opening the wrong inter. Okay, Cave of Secrets, good. I'm loving this level, this map. So now we know more about that new frontier. Not just the flying vultures, but some tank-like creatures. Automatons. And they do look like dwarfs in their head, like Vikings or dwarfs. So that icon that was leaked of a Viking-looking, dwarf-looking helmet will most likely be the frontier icon of the third frontier. Because it resembles the faces of those automatons. I wonder who built them. Whether it was some dwarven races or whether it was some clever goblin that built those automatons, or whether it was the Netherrim who built them. The Netherrim building them seems like an unlikely thing. Oh yes, finally good boots. Okay, let's get rid of something. I want to get rid of those items. I'll have to get rid of something after this map from my warehouse. Okay, damage enhanced charges. Pretty hurtful. I think this guy took like half my HP with this one charge. Imagine if it was three of them charging me at the same time. I probably would have died straight away. Okay, time for my relic sword.
Your endurance is low.
Oh, that was a nice wipe of that little group there. Okay, time to sell.
Your endurance is decreasing. Frontier level
And level 39. 11 more levels to go. If I can do the same tomorrow, grind 10 levels, I probably would hit 50 if I can do 40 to 50 tomorrow. But most likely I'll do like 40 to 46, 47 tomorrow.
You are exhausted.
And the day after I'll probably already have 50.
Your endurance is running low. You need more endurance.
So is this book as big as the automatons looked like? Doesn't seem as big. This seems like a human and a half max. So the automaton would be
You are overloaded.
bigger than those champion bugs.
Your endurance is low.
Okay, let's give some stuff to the pet. So we were this way. Maybe let's go this way first. The boss seems to be in the middle.
You're exhausted. Not enough endurance.
Oh, just one survived. Close to a strike.
Not enough endurance. Your endurance is low.
Okay, I think I need to give those quick to the pet. Okay, legendaries. I'm gonna use my relic weapon here just to make things faster. Okay, I think we're almost done with this end and then we can go straight towards the boss. Wow, damage enhanced charge buck elite. He hurts like a truck and charges like one. Okay, getting near to the boss.
Your endurance decreases.
Slightly to the left is where I should have aimed. Still hit a lot of them with this train though. I'm gonna wait for them to come up here. And of course one survived.
Your endurance is decreasing.
Okay, I think we killed all of them, maybe one more group somewhere hiding here.
Not enough endurance.
Let's see downstairs. There we go, a bit more. That's actually some decent XP. Oh, even more, perfect.
You are exhausted.
And a blazing incendiary greatsword. This is not a bad one actually, the flat damage is almost 1.8k. But losing the poison and crit chance versus poisoned, I wouldn't wanna do that. And the attack speed of the staff at the moment is so OP, so better to use the staff for now. Train here, train there, train here, train there, and some trains everywhere. Oh, there we go. It helped the loading time, I guess. Some secret chanting. So now I needed to empty some room for some great blade. The easiest thing to get rid of is probably some of those badges. Let's get rid of this. I don't think I'll be using it. Maybe we can get rid of those as well.
Your pet has arrived.
Okay, pet is here, was waiting for him. Now we have some more room to carry items. And next map. While it's loading, I'll quickly go grab a glass of water from the kitchen. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for the patience. So, did the monsters load in? Oh, the monsters haven't loaded in yet. Those little buggers. Let's just smash into the ground. Hopefully we will manage to kill something. They're attacking my pet, but I can't see from where. Maybe from here some. Okay. Well, that's where one of them was. That's probably where the other one was. And maybe some of them already dissipated.
Not enough endurance. You need more endurance. Your endurance is low. You need more endurance. Your endurance is decreasing. You need more endurance.
Oh, we're gonna play stun game? I can stun walk you too, dude. Yeah. Can't stun the stunner all the Okay, so which way to go first? I think this way is the short one.
Your endurance is running low. Your endurance decreases. Your endurance is low.
Maybe two more maps after this one, or maybe one more after this one, until we hit 40.
You're badly hurt.
Oh, legendary Litho stat. So physical damage 46.2 and 10.9. Yeah, those are better. Even with giving less damage, less flat damage, but overall are better because of the more crit chance and crit damage. I'd rather have more crit chance and crit damage than more flat damage. So, where would be the better place to go now between here and here? Let's keep going forward.
You are exhausted. Not enough endurance.
After I hit 40, I might play for a few more maps until like 1 hour from now. So we'll see. So I don't feel too tired. I'll be a bit more extra careful around those, because all of them have that toxic modifier. So, oh, there's another group of them. So they can spawn a very nasty toxic pool under my feet. Okay, and the fort is nearby, so I gotta be extra careful around that too. Okay, let's get rid of those little fires. They're annoying with their poison projectile. And in the meantime, my pet kind of finished off the boss monster. Oh, this is a glitched one, okay. I still have this part of the dungeon unexplored. So we're going there now, after I clean whatever's here. Oh, nice. An elite charge bug.
You are overburdened.
Oh, okay. Okay, Red Bull, go sell. You got wing.
Your endurance is decreasing.
This is what I'd call a bad harvest. Just one harvested material. Yeah, that's nice. Haste shrine. If only it was there at the end of the other dead end.
Not enough endurance.
Isn't this Alpha 5?
This is update 5 alpha 3. There were different alpha phases, and after each there was a wipe until alpha 3. Alpha 3 is the alpha phase that will no longer wipe after the progress. I'm not sure how many more alpha phases there would be before it goes into beta.
Your endurance is decreasing.
At least that's how I think it is. It's update 5 alpha 3. Unless it's alpha 5 and update 5 is just the name of the alpha.
You need more endurance. You feel tired.
And soon update 6 is coming, so that's gonna be a pretty nice and long awaited update from most of the community. A lot of good changes, including a new skill system with a talent tree layout, so to say. Okay, I think we cleared everything. Just gonna send the pet to sell whatever little items he's got. And off to the fort. Also, hello Tratux or Tratu. Are you a player of the game Tratu or Tratux? Or are you one of the many people who are still waiting for invites and keys?
No.
Well, sad face man. Hope you get invited soon. I'm assuming you're already registered and waiting for them to invite you. if you have time to watch the American streamers who often do give away, you might do that. It's advisable if you're looking for a key
We could play
to watch
together
the
as that
official
happens.
streams. Oh yeah, I'll be sure to help and play with some viewers, especially once I hit level 50 on this guy. I will not be leveling up my next
With
character
asterisk.
until update 6 hits us. So I'll take some time helping some viewers level up, farm, maybe farm some level 50 maps as soon as I hit level 50 on this guy. He's level 50 and 39. So I'm gonna stop shortly after I hit 40 Hyvid today. So a few more maps. But yeah, as soon as I max out this guy, I'll be very open to doing WoW runs with my viewers and helping them level up. And it's not like I'll be steamrolling everything, since there is a balancing system that downscales your items towards the content you're doing, so it's a good system. It keeps us motivated to help our WoW friends. And there is also not much point in power leveling your buddies in a max level map, because they'll be only getting max level items. They won't be getting items for their level, but for the level of the map. So this won't help them much when they're sowing, unless they have some normal gear around their level. Okay, I'm gonna use my relic weapon here. Wanted to see how much it would take me with just normal attacks to kill that double health pylon. Okay, this didn't take a long time to get wiped out for this legendary pack of insects.
What can you do after you get max level? Is
After
there
you
an
get
end
max
game feature
level,
to help with that?
what I'm doing at the moment is what are we doing at max level. It's code map works, and you craft those different types of maps. At the moment I only got crafted gear work maps that give me 20% bonus gear work in the map. And you craft them for the frontier you want to do, Goblin Frontier or Hyvid Frontier. And the green map works map has a random modifier. In this case it's a double health, so the monsters have twice the HP. It's a procedurally, or not procedurally, but random procedurally generated map. There are a few sets of layouts that you could get, and depending on the layout you get, there's a specific name. This one is Creeping Cavern. So this is usually like a straight hallway with a T-junction at some point, so that splits up the map. And as I said, there's different modifiers. There's double health, double damage, increased crit chance and crit damage. The Goblin has a modifier where the mobs spawn bombs where they died after they get killed. Here there's a modifier that spawns noxious pools and another one that spawns toxic pools when they're still alive. Whereas the noxious is once you kill. There's what other modifiers are there? I need to think for a bit to remember. So, oh, there's attack speed modifier as well. So basically you do some different maps, farm some gear, and the thing you would wanna do when you hit 50 is to farm best in SWAT items, because the legendary items are pretty random. You can see two items with the same name. In this case they are with the same stats, but earlier I got something different like this one. Maybe this was a bad choice to show you, but let's show you what. Maybe I'll need to go to the town. Firewalker cover, maybe that would be a good thing to show. This one is Goblin defense, health regen per second, stun resistance, chance to block. This one is with the same name but with completely different stats. It has knockback resistance, this one doesn't. And this is health on Q and fire defense, this doesn't have either of those. So basically you would want to farm the best stats for your build for that specific SWAT of item, and you would want to farm them at level 50. And some people would prefer some crit chance, crit damage gear, some others would prefer to have more attack speed, and others would prefer more damage over time or flat damage. So once you hit 50 you're basically farming your min-max gear currently, because the game doesn't have some extremely powerful bosses that you would need the whole group to kill. You can still get your ass kicked by a regular boss monster if you're not careful enough. But it's basically not so difficult currently to do those maps. Regardless of what skills you take, you'll still be able to complete it. Just maybe not as easy if you're taking some skills, because they're not like the meta skills, but that doesn't mean they're not viable. Just slightly less powerful for specific build. Like in this hero I don't know if I'm using a meta build, but I'm not using the train. I find it to be swallowing me, like I'll show you. If I were to put my train here, when I walk I'm a bit slower when I walk with this train. So I prefer to, instead of have to babysit the train and keep spawning tracks on which the train would go, I prefer to just get rid of him and keep spamming this movement speed skill. I'll show you after this group because it's kind of a tough situation here. And by getting rid of this train skill I can afford to have one more skill that fits my AoEmaster build. I can use this sword smash, which is from my relic weapon. This is a relic weapon that levels up as you level up. So this weapon doesn't use endurance, and this uses endurance, this uses endurance, this uses endurance. This has charges. If you want to go for a train build, you would want to get this one. And maybe you might want to get this one for extra support and defense. Or this one for extra range damage. But I'm using this skill because it gives me 50% movement speed for 2 seconds after I use it. And I can't keep using this skill and spamming the train tracks all the time. That's why I decided to figure out a build that doesn't implement the train inside its skill set. So maybe it's not a meta build, but it really does get the job done. Not as good as a mage would per se. Like if I wanna be farming some non-quad specific items, I'll probably farm them on my mage.
I heard the devs saying that you should get a train build or you will deal less damage.
Probably. I mean, this skill doesn't seem that bad. It seems 300% damage over time, and a mortar that deals damage. I'll deal more damage, but I'll be slower when I move around the map. Or I'll have to babysit the train all the time in between me moving. I don't know, I don't like it really. I've never been a summoner kind of guy. I did have some Witch Doctor Pet Master builds in Diablo, and I did have a very nice Puppet Master build in Grim Dawn. So those are few exceptions, but in most games I try to avoid some of the summoner classes. This guy seems more suitable for an AoE build than a summoner. He just doesn't look like a typical summoner to me. If the train was always following you without having to do those tracks, I'll probably be doing a train build. But having to babysit him, like how can this ghost train not need tracks but the other one needs tracks? I know it's fantasy and you shouldn't try to find logic in fantasy or sci-fi, although sci-fi tends to be more grounded towards some specific laws of physics and stuff. I personally don't care if my build is the meta build, because the difference is very small how much stronger I would be. And there's also new skills coming up, so I wanna see how this build performs. I'll probably have to swap some of my current skills with one of the new skills. I can also put something on my left mouse instead of basic attack, but I find it better to just use a basic attack. I tend to keep hovering my mouse over the monsters a lot, and when I put the flying picks instead of basic attack, I used to often waste all my endurance while walking by accidentally casting flying picks. This squad seems to be doing decent damage enough for now, for the shit gear that he's using eventually. Let me see, yeah, most of my items are a few levels under, and this is still level 16. For my mage, I'm using mixed set items, some are Hyvid, some are Goblin, some are level 30 and I'm doing level 50 mobs without a problem. So the mage is always been stronger compared to, I think, this class and even the forged. I don't have a leveled up forge to compare it to, but most people say the mage is the easiest to level up and to grind. But what I was saying is, my point is that this game doesn't walk you into using certain skills only. There are some games where if you're not using specific builds, you won't be able to do anything against the monsters. You would get your asses kicked everywhere. Whereas here, you just won't be doing it as fast as other builds, but you would still be able to complete it. All the content. See, this is a double health map, so that's twice the HP the monsters have. So I'll be killing them twice as fast if it wasn't a double health map. And I still tend to one-shot many of the monsters, even though their HP is double. So I don't know what's so weak about this build. I mean, I'm not the best at using it,
I agree.
but that's
This
just
same
me.
seems so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's something good about the game. You can play it however you want to, with whatever skills you decide to pick. They've balanced it in such a way that regardless of what skill set you pick, you would still be able to be viable. Yes, some skills really help deal with the crowds, like energy spike on the mage. Until I got the energy spike on the mage, doing a boss in the Hyvid frontier called Kronk was kinda difficult to me. I kept failing, I felt like a few times, like 7, 8, 9 times, maybe 10. Then I decided to give up and gain 2 more levels, farm some more wood, and unlock some new skills. And as soon as I unlocked the energy spike and a bit more items, I went there to that boss and I killed him from my
Did
first
you
try.
try the Forged yet? I not really into different characters, but I think I'll try the Forged and Railmaster when I get the game.
Forged is nice. If you like the spin to win classes, the Forged has such a skill. I haven't played it for long. I think my Forged is level 9 and level 10 in the two different frontiers, or level 10 and level 3, something like that. So I haven't played it for long, but I've seen enough of it to know it's a fun class for people who like that type of gameplay. He has a melee skill sets and range skill sets, and he has a forged only item called a cannon. So he can either use some cannon related skills or some melee weapon related skills like sword and stuff. It doesn't matter what weapon he uses, the main point is he has the close range skills and he also has the long range, the cannon skills. And the cannon skills are modified by the cannon weapon power and the others are modified by the main weapon power. So here where my offhand is where he has a cannon, and I think under the cannon is the offhand, and on this spot that's empty here is where the relic weapon is in the forge. I can quickly walk my forge to show you what I'm talking about. Give me a moment. So I think with the forge is either making a hybrid balanced build that's half of the skills using cannon damage, half weapon damage, or going pure in one direction. I'm not sure exactly what the best option would be. But you have your poison dart, which is a ranged projectile. You have a what else is ranged? This is ranged, slug shot. Shotgun blast is ranged.
Do you have Legendary Dusk Mage gear? Looking to
Oh
see
yeah,
what it looks like.
sure. Give me a moment, I'll show you. I don't have much of it, but I have some mixed items. Let me quickly go to my fort because some of them is hanging in my wardrobe. Some of it is in the warehouse, others is in the wardrobe. So I'll try to show you whatever you wanna see. So at the moment, let me remove this. This is a Hyvid leg armor, and this is Goblin Frontier. This is Goblin Frontier.
My mage is level 23-ish on each frontier, but not a lot, but anti-toxic and flame armor.
Nice, nice. So this is my Hyvid legs, and those two items are from the Goblin Frontier. And this is the Hyvid chest armor. Okay, let me return the chest armor now. And this is the Goblin Frontier leg armor. This is the Hyvid Frontier shoulder. Let me equip the chest so you could see the combo. And that's the Hyvid boots. So that's almost the whole set of the Hyvid armor wise. Okay, let's return it the way it was before. This is a Frost Digitus. Okay, what else? If you want to see something specific, let's see. I've got gloves for the goblin.
Hyvid armor looks pretty cool. Is
Oh
it
yeah,
just
it
that
does.
one legendary set right now?
Okay, I'll show you the full goblin. This is basically what full goblin with except the boots looks like. Okay, I think that's about it. I don't have any other specific parts of the sets to show. Because as soon as I hit 50-50 on this character, I
Pretty
immediately
sweet.
went to level up
Thanks.
my Railmaster. And as soon as I hit 50 Goblin on the Railmaster, I immediately went to level the Hyvid on the Railmaster. So I haven't had time to farm, as you can see. I'm still using, actually let me return it the way it was. I'm still using some level 35 items, 43, 43, 43 and stuff like that. This is 51. I don't know how I'm able to level something above level 50. But I guess it's possible. Okay, let me quickly go back to my Railmaster to continue some leveling. Did you want to see more from the Forged, guys? I have two YouTube videos badly made because it was my first attempt at making YouTube videos for the skills of the Dusk Mage and for the skills of the what was its name, the Forged. So in there I'm showcasing the skill animations and the skill descriptions of every single skill for those two classes. And I'll do something similar with the new skill system once they release update 6 or whatever update the new skill changes are coming with. I'll redo my Dusk Mage and Forged videos, and I'll do one for the Railmaster as well. I'm hoping that they wouldn't get rid of the option to try skills before you buy them. Because the try before you buy option is very nice when you're thinking of what skills to take. So let me do 2 more maps until it's like 11 PM. It's 10:31 now. And then I'll probably call it a night and go get some rest. Basically, this is the skill stations where you level up active and passive skills, and those passive skills would get removed. The active skills would not be leveled up from here. So the skill stations would, for the moment, after the new update, they won't be needed until they decide to add some features later on. So for a while they'll be like unnecessary. But later on they have something planned for them. So I'm looking forward to see what it would be. Also, removing the passive skills won't be permanent. Like later on at some point they would be adding some passive skills in some form. Probably when they add the new frontier, so we would have some extra skill points to spend on the passive skills. If they add them in a way that we would need to spend passive skill points. It would be very nice if they add the passive skills the way they are in Diablo 3, like you just unlock them when you hit certain level up um what was it called? What stones was it? Fuck it, I forgot the exact word in either language from the ones I speak. Not keystones, but anyways, like uh, like certain objectives. Like when you hit level 10, you unlock one passive skill. When you hit 20, another, and so on until you like hit level 100 altogether to unlock all of them without actually having to spend skill points. Just reaching that certain level to unlock the skill, and then just selecting a few from the list without having to unlock them with skill points. That would be a very nice system. That way they wouldn't have to tie the skill points to specific content when they release them. And they can just release them when they think they're ready to be implemented, the passive skills. But if they're gonna be adding 2 new frontiers and more after that even probably, that means we will be having extra 50 levels per frontier. And if we don't get skill points from those, that's okay, but if we do get skill points from those, we will probably be getting also some new skills with each frontier to spend those skill points on. It's gonna be interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the game would shape up like 2-3 months from now. Because they've obviously got big plans for the game. It's just gonna take them a while to accomplish everything. Oh, come on. Physical defense. I want poison defense Lex with physical damage. Flat physical damage. If you wanna see the set of this guy, I also have the helmet and the chest armor in my warehouse. So I can show you how the gloves, shoulders, chest and helmet look like when combined at the same time. Yeah, nice. Hey Shrine. Of course, I'm gonna spend it looting instead of fighting.
How are you liking the Railmaster?
Oh, Nighthawk 465, thank you for the question and welcome to my channel. I'm really enjoying it. It's a very fun quest. I found the build that I like, not the standard summon train build. So it's something more suitable to the way I like to play melee classes. Because I'm not really a fan of melee classes, I usually play mages or rangers or some necros and stuff like that, which are still mages. So I'm enjoying it. I found a AoE skill setup that doesn't involve me summoning the train and babysitting it. And it's a decent combo, like this 1-2-3 combo. I called it the Spoding, Swamming, Spinning, because this is the explosion, this is the swam, and this is the spin. I find this combo very nice, because with this skill you get them to take 50% extra damage. With this skill you stun them, and with this skill you finish them off and whatever's alive you knock back away from you. This one, the Ghost Train skill, can help you reach enemies far away, even farther away than you could with the dynamite. And it does 300% weapon damage, along with knockback. So you can knock back a few times a single foe with this skill, like 3 knockbacks in a row, or something
I
on an
don't
elite
like the
mob.
train either. What are you using as a mouse 2 skill?
Mouse 2 skill is something from this weapon, Flaming Destroyer. If you want to craft this, you have to craft a reliquary first in your fort as a decoration, and then you have to farm the weapon core from Wide Woads, which is the Goblin Frontier boss in the Goblin Stash map. If you don't want to farm the Goblin Stash map, if it's too low level for you, then you have to farm the Underground Mapworks map. On stage 3 of the Underground Mapworks map is where Wide Woad spawns, so you can farm him there and get a flaming core or whatever it was. Once you craft this flaming destroyer, it fits right into this build. Why? Because it doesn't cost endurance. It sets the monsters on flame for 6 seconds. The cooldown is 8 seconds, so perfect. Like 2 seconds downtime. And the weapon itself is very nice. It gives you up to 25% attack speed for that 30-second relic time. It's it's a very good weapon to have in a Railmaster as a relic weapon. Alternatively, you could use this flying picks, although it will cost you endurance, but it's not bad. Okay, I put it in the wrong slot, I think. Oh no, it's not in the wrong slot. It's where it should be. So alternatively, you could use this, but the sword smash actually hits a lot of stuff at the same. And has decent range. Flying Pix also has decent range, but I don't think it pierces. I think once it hits an enemy, it stops moving. Whereas with the Flame Smash, if I wind them up now, it would hit whatever's in the wine that I'm swamming the sword into. But this combo 1-2-3 is amazing. In the GIF where they're like today in the Twitter they posted 3-2, but I think that's kind of unrealistic because when I use hammer spin, I knock them away from the range of my 2 skill, of my pound skill. So if the monster is here and I do 3, it will get thrown all the way there and my 2 wouldn't be able to attack it. And this is a must-have skill if you want to do speed runs. It gives you some extra movement speed for 2 seconds after using the skill.
Your endurance is low.
But yeah, the Flaming Destroyer, the best one as a fewer skill when you have no endurance and you just need to fill that empty silent space with some skill until your endurance again. I've said it probably already a couple of times today, but the hammer spin is not just a damage skill or a movement skill. It's also kind of can be used to escape. It also could help you in bosses. Like if the boss is charging you frontally, you use the hammer skill and you end up behind the boss by rotating and attacking him at the same time with each rotation. So it can be very helpful to get yourself out of a boss's attack. Like this is the boss, he's charging me and I'll do this and I'll be behind the boss and I can hit him a few more times before he turns his face towards me. And this one is OP, 4 seconds stun. You can stun walk many of the unique monsters and elite monsters and stuff. Like the goblin brutes who like to stun a lot, or the goblin raiders who like to charge you then run away, charge you. You can just stun walk them in place so they wouldn't be running away. You sacrifice some damage if you want to keep them stun walked, because you can keep them stunned for 4 seconds, but in that time you probably can hit 3 or 4 times, just enough to regain endurance for another pound. So you won't be able to throw in an extra hammer spin or an extra busting charge all the time. Sometimes you would be able to. But Ghost Train is probably the one and only best skill from this class at the moment. My only suggestion is to make it 150% weapon damage and half the endurance cost, which is basically the same cost per damage, but you would have 2 charges for the same damage for the price of the current 4. So you can decide whether you wanna send both trains in the same location or in different locations. It seems like a reasonable change.
You need more endurance. Not enough endurance.
Okay, why is he not hitting him? That was weird. Did you see? It wasn't hitting them with the attacks. He was just attacking the air.
You need more endurance.
Okay, oh, West group.
You're feeling tired.
Alright, I'll do one more map after this one. Let me quickly send the pet to get rid of some items for me. And after the next map I'll have to call it a night. Cause I streamed for 6 hours earlier and now another 2.5. A lot of streaming today, a lot of leveling. I started level 30 today, I'm already almost 41 in this frontier. So that's almost 11 levels in a day. If you want, you asked me to show you some gear sets. I can show you the helmet and the chest of this set, together with the shoulders and hands. I think the hands are a bit too bright compared to the shoulders. On the image, the shoulders look is the same color as the gloves here, but in here they look slightly different. Like this seems whitish, this seems more sea blue. And we can do the Railmaster chant, train here, train there, train here, train there, and trains everywhere. But it doesn't seem to help the loading this time, usually it does. Maybe we have to all chant it together. Get those fort assets to load up. Okay, let's start pounding. Oh, there we go. I guess the game didn't felt like getting pounded. So that's the two things I wanted to show you with the set. This is 3 out of 6, 4 out of 6 from the set of the Railmaster for the Hyvid Frontier. Interesting looking set. Okay, next map. Last for the day. Oh, that was fast loading. Legendary monsters right off the bat. Use my relic weapon now to make it quicker. What map are we doing? Damage enhanced creeping cavern. Okay. So basically I have to be careful with those chargers, because when they are damage enhanced, the double damage is a bit too much to handle sometimes. When it's 2 or 3 of them charging you at the same. Ah, missed. The damn fire dodged in the worst possible moment. Oh, and now how did he not collide with my skill? And my favorite haste shrine.
Your endurance is running low. Not enough endurance. Your pack is full.
Okay, this was a bit tricky to pick up that item.
You need more endurance. Your endurance decreases.
Waiting for key.
Oh man, yeah, it's painful waiting for that invite or for that alpha key. Good luck with that, dude. I hope you get invited. I hope you get a key.
You need more endurance.
Keep checking the official Twitter. Eventually, every now and then they post some giveaways. Also, make sure to follow some of the American streamers. Sometimes the developers who are their friends hook them up with keys to give away to people. I can give you 3 streamer names that I know are tight with the developers on the Discord, and I've seen them playing with them and giving away keys. Fox, who is also known as Torchlight Fox, he's a moderator on the Discord, and he might do some giveaways, I'm not sure. I've seen Syntactic do a giveaway and play with the developers, and I've seen Badger Attack play with the developers. So those 3 guys maybe might do some giveaways every now and then. Also keep following the official streams when they're streaming on Play Torchlight. Recently there was a giveaway a couple or maybe 1 week ago on Twitter. They were asking people to use a fort planner or fort builder tool. Forgot the I think it was called fort planner, and it's a tool one of the community members called Papi made. Kinda like a Unity made tool that's a simulator of our in-game fort feature, where you can just build your fort and plan it beforehand. So they asked people to do their best hashtag 5-minute forts, and we're giving away 3 keys. I know it might sound a little too little, but it's still 3 extra keys. And there were some very creative forts, by the way, very interesting creations. And really good luck to everyone who's still waiting for invites. I wouldn't suggest making more accounts. Just pray to RNGesus and hope that it helps and your name would get picked by the bot who picks the names of the people who get invited, or more the emails.
Not enough endurance.
The game's definitely worth it, even for an alpha phase. It's pretty enjoyable to play and quite satisfactory at times. May not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely my cup of tea. I'm not sure how a hardcore gamer would enjoy this game, but the casual gamers would surely be delighted to play what little the alpha version can offer. It's pretty chill, the game. It's not a game that would stress you. Like if you wanna play games after work, a long day at work, and just chill and relax and kill some monsters, farm some legendaries, it's quite nice. If you just wanna play, regardless whether it's after a long day at work, it's still good enough. Still hits the spot. If you just wanna play around with crafting, make a better fort, that also can be achieved here. You can try and make a masterpiece of a fort with the available fort decors. If you wanna do a lot of theory crafting, maybe after the next update, update 6, that would be better done, cause now we don't have many skills. But with update 6, each class would have at least 16. Well, not at least, exactly 16. So there's gonna be a little more theory crafting once that update 6 hits. But I've said it today a few times, regardless of what skills you pick at the moment, you would still be viable. Some builds are more meta than others, but that doesn't mean that the others are crap builds that are worth nothing. So there's a kind of a balance in between the skills, that way that each of them could be made good. Especially on the Dusk Mage, regardless of what skill I pick, I can still end up doing a map in about the same amount of time. Probably with the Railmaster, some builds might be 2 or 3 minutes faster, like a 15-minute map might turn into 12-minute map if I optimize my build. But I personally like this build because it doesn't require me babysitting the train. I've got my train that doesn't want babysitting, and it's this one, the ghost train. I've got my stun, I've got my knockback, I've got my extra damage debuff, and a badass OP flaming sword falling from the air. The poison stuff might also be very good once they fix its passive skill. The poison relic weapon, I mean, which is a staff called Bane. Oh, some Netherlings, haven't seen those guys in a while. Okay, I think that was the last map for today. Hopefully I can get that level 41. Just look at that. Just a few more mobs. Would you believe that? Man, I'll immediately start one more. Just so I can get that level up. Just two more mobs. I wonder if I can kill the goblins that I just started with my shit gear for the Hyvid. I just need one more group of monsters to hit that level before I log out. Okay, Pirich Virich, I'll try to kill some normal goblins. Hopefully I won't die. I'm waiting for the assets to load out. Oh! I should not have selected Goblin, I should have selected Hyvid. Yeah. Yeah, I really need some rest now, I can't think straight. Just wasted a map for the Goblin Frontier for nothing. Okay, now just a couple of monsters should do it. Okay, that didn't do it. Maybe this should do it. Okay, it's a toxic map. Hey, there we go. Okay, I'll call it a night now. Let me just kill this guy. And that's about it for now, for today. That's actually a good armor, just no damage. So thanks everyone who joined, who followed, for the donations, subscriptions, bits and so on, everything good. And just for being here and being part of the Struck Club. I'll quickly do this end of stream scene for you guys. And hope you enjoyed this.